Tina Knowles is at it again. That's right, Beyonce's mama got something to say. And she's talking about the time she was racially profiled about an older white woman literally asking why she let her baby marry Jay-Z. Now, shut up, y'all disrespectful people in the back, because I know what you're thinking. But let's get into Tina's story, because it's actually really amusing. Because the thing is, Tina's face says it all. So as I'm reading it, I'm imagining that face, right? Okay, so let's get into this. If you guys don't know, Tina Knowles has a brand new project. She's been all over the place, right? But she's talent. You know, she made all that talent between Beyonce and Solange. It makes sense that the talent came from her, right? It's called Profile the Black Man. And it's literally her describing like instances that she's encounters that she's had. This one was with an older white woman. It says, I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?" Now, first of all, rude. What the? How is Miss Tina sitting there looking fine as wine, minding her business? Probably like every time I think of Miss Tina, I think about like, you know, that Texas dude. I don't know if it's Texas, but I associate it with Texas, where she got those blonde waves flowing and she got on like a white formation hat and you see those red lips peeking out, and she got on an all white suit. I don't know why that's the way I picture her on the plane. Just let me have my fantasy. Y'all know I love some Miss Tina. Tina, of course, was like, "Excuse you," right? She said, "It was just shocking to me." And I said, "No, actually, my son is a CEO." That's right, Miss Tina. Let them know. Have you heard of Barclays? Have you heard of the Brooklyn Nets? Have you heard of Ace of Spades? Have you heard of Spotify? Have you heard of anything my son-in-law does? How dare you diminish him to being a gangster rapper? And also, let's actually decode that. Should I get off my high horse? No, not yet. Give me one more second. Let's just decode that, because honestly, if somebody can take pride in them being a daughter of a rock star, and we know what lives rock stars live, why is it like, ooh, gangster rapper? It is an art form. It is a culture form. And honestly, since when has Jay-Z been a gangster rapper? And I'm being dead serious. So, you know what? Let's move on. Jay-Z is a rapper. He is a GOAT. But gangster rapper? Stop. Tina said the same thing I did, right? It's funny, you know, she said it was shocking to me. And I said, actually, no, my son's a CEO. She didn't think of him as a CEO or even a talented celebrity that was a great businessman. True, he's all those things. At the time, I remember thinking, I can't be mad at her because that's just what the media portrays. Actually, Miss Tina, and this is where Beyonce gets her grace from, you can't be mad at her, but I will, because honestly, you came over here messing with me. I was minding my business with my golden waves flowing, my white formation hat, that beautiful pressed all white suit, and you got up and hop, skipped, and jumped yourself over here to tell me not only about my son-in-law, but to question me raising my daughter as a woman, saying, why would you let your daughter? You got up out your seat and thought you knew everything and was loud and wrong. And now you got the no. Listen, I see what Miss Tina's saying, but I know it's Black History Month, but I'm done giving grace. Tina said, I sat there and I thought about how the media portrays black men and how that is typical of the things that they would focus on, the negatives. They try to portray us as dangerous, our men as dangerous, uneducated. Gangster rapper. That's all she could come up with. But that's what she had been seeing on TV and on the media. And that's how we're portrayed, unfortunately. Okay, let me tell y'all something. Again, I think Miss Tina is giving grace. Yeah, maybe the media tried to portray Jay-Z as a gangster rapper, but around the time he literally married Beyonce, wasn't he even on a self-inflicted hiatus? Wasn't he literally like in retirement that lasted like a year or something until Kanye bought him out on Watch the Throne? Again, I feel like with stuff like that, when people say ignorant stuff out their mouth, it's half of what media portrays, but then it's also half of what they want to believe. Because let me tell you something. When you take somebody like that, and you say, oh, Donald Trump Jr. is this, Rush Limbaugh's this, Joe Rogan's that. A certain type of person will dig through all the trash, dig through all the nuance, do everything so they can be like, no, you're wrong. He's not like that. And here's the proof. So I get what Miss Tina's saying, and she makes a valid point. But I also want to say, and this goes for anyone, when you hold negative thoughts about someone, unless you've thoroughly done your research, or forget about thoroughly, even a shallow research, because even Googling Jay-Z would have let her know all his accomplishments. I think it was a mixture between what she heard and what she wanted to believe. Because when they don't want to believe something, they find reasons not to. But let's keep getting into what Miss Tina says, because she makes some good points. Miss Tina goes on to say, how many times has a black man walked into an elevator and someone clutches their purse, or they walk by a car and the doors get locked? Let me tell you something, that happens to black women too. But go on, Miss Tina, I see your point, right? They could be a judge. They had no idea, but because it's a black man, especially if they're of some stature, she's trying to say, yes, my son-in-law's tall and those babies gonna be future models, right? They think that they're dangerous. All right, you know what? Points were made. I'm not even getting into the war about men, women. It's true. It's true. If you are a black man, your life is harder than a black woman's in certain ways. Just like if you're a black woman, your life is much harder in certain ways than a black man. But okay, Miss Tina, I get you. Miss Tina goes on to say, if we can kind of get people to understand that's not so and show them examples of otherwise, that we do have good fathers, that we are good providers, that our men love our own women as well. That's the goal. All right. It's just all the negatives. It's perpetuated over and over, no matter what. It's just what everybody thinks. And she goes on to say that once people see the show, Miss Tina, and the show, if you guys don't know, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Tina's the executive producer. It's between Discovery and OWN. Go ahead, Oprah, with Beyonce, right? And it's called Profile the Black Man. It's a 4-part docuseries hosted by Tristan McWiles. The show will examine the origins of widespread stereotypes that have long impacted the lives of black men in America. Miss Tina noted that the goal is to absolutely debunk those stereotypes that our men are dangerous. So Miss Tina goes on to say that she hopes once people see the show that they'll think, wow, maybe I'll give a chance before I judge them for the color of their skin. I pray that it's going to happen soon. I pray that everybody will open their minds and open their hearts, and that everyone will get together and see each other as people, not by the color of their skin. Okay, listen. Miss Tina made a lot of points, and I love the fact that she's doing this. But let me just be messy. Is this the time to say it? It don't matter. I'll say it. Can we do something about the black women? I mean, listen, I see Miss Tina's point, and she makes a lot of good points, but I don't understand why they just look at black men as the face of being dangerous. We're in situations where it's just women. Black women are looked at dangerous too. Okay, I know it doesn't take away, and one, this isn't the oppression Olympics, but I also want to say that I think honestly it's a beautiful sentiment, but do you guys think it's a little bit overly simplified? Just for the simple fact that we had a president and the first lady were not ambiguously black, they were black, right? They were black. You know what I also find it funny, and I'm going to say this for the trolls in the comment. I find it funny that every time we talk about race and it's a black woman, and I'm like, oh, she got a black father, right? Everybody always want to say, oh, well, you're not black, you biracial, because you can't have a black woman. Only a black woman can have a black child. Now, I'm not going to get into this whole text, and before y'all come to me, no, listen, but I find it odd that nobody ever says that about Barack Obama. You only say that about women who happen to have a white or non-black mother and a black father. I find that odd, and I went through literally 8 years of a black president. Now, to play devil's advocate, because you know I like y'all said, playing both sides, I do. Because honestly, even though Barack and Michelle were president and first lady for a long time, as many positive outlets you can have on TV, I 100% think is the way to go. And we need good images out there, but we also need to start looking at the negative images that are out there. And again, everybody has negative images, but when all of your images are negative, I feel like you do have a little bit more responsibility to show some positivity. But that's just me. It's Black History Month. I'm just talking. You guys, let me know. I'll talk to y'all later.